Dumelang, sanibonani molweni yenda aphileni. Good day. Today we are doing a grade 11 paper. We still question 1. I think as of tomorrow, next week, on weekends I'm not working. As of next week, I'll be continuing question 2, right? Please subscribe, hit the like button and notification if this information and then share to your friends and everyone else, your family members, your relatives about grade 11, or if you know good on grade 11, cousin, club, whatever, even if I can right? Okay, so we are still with solve for x. Remember to read the instructions like I said, and then number 2 in the previous video, the first video. Also remember to number correctly. So the first question says you are given k, right? And then you are given k, and then you are given k as the root of 5 over p plus 2. That's your k, which is plus p over 3. So you are given k, and this is your k. And then mind you, the first question, which is 1.1.1, says show that k is a rational number if p is equals to 3. So lana you're trying to show substitute with 3 with p if k is going to come out as a rational number. You should know a rational number from grade 8 and 9 because we have them extensively. Okay, let's check. So we say square root of 5, last one p corner, we substitute with 3 plus 2 plus 3, last one p corner, over 3. And then 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Square root of 1 is 1. So it's no 1 lana. Plus 3 divided by 3 is 1. Meaning our k is therefore equals to 2. So we have shown 2 is a rational number. So we've shown for p, the answer will be rational. And then we move on to the next question, still concerning okay. So must by the equation A2, k is equals to square root of 5 over p plus 2 plus p over 3. Okay, so what does the question say? The question says for which value of values of p will k be real? Now we want to know what the value of values. It means there's a greater than or smaller than, because they're not looking for one number, they're looking for a multitude of numbers. We want to know for which number will k be real, right? Now this takes us to a non-real number. What's a non-real number? A non-real number is when you have a square root of a negative number, right? A, negative a, I negative 9. It's supposed to be a, people. Okay, so I might just pick a past square root. Past square root, we have 5 over p plus 2. Again, so must substitute yini esingasubstitute ku-p engenza ukuthi lesibalo ngaphakathi sonke sibe negative, because leyo number leyo is the one ezenza ukuthi sibe positive. La positive aqala khona, because if iba negative it's non-real. And it's in the question it is sifuna ukwazi ukuthi for which values will it be real. So sesifuna ukubona ukuthi non-real is negative, real is positive. Positive is greater than 0. So sesifuna ukwazi ukuthi sesino greater than 0. Sesifuna ukwazi ukuthi masithatha lesibalo lesi u-p plus 2 simbeka ku greater than 0. What is the smallest number by a real number? Bese number yale, right? I don't know if I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. Not making sense to myself. Okay. I 7 to 5 because of 5 doesn't have a variable. We don't care about lo p plus 3 because again rational, irrational. Any numbers over lo p lo It's not going to determine the real number non-real number. Sibheka phansi kwe-square root because siyazi ukuthi phansi kwe-square root ama-number positive are real, ama-number negative are non-real. Sifuna inumber e-positive. Inumber positive in mathematical language is greater than 0. So we want to know ukuthi lo p lo, what is the p wokuqala ukuthi masimsubstitute i-answer khona iba positive, and then iya which direction, greater than or less than. So sithatha i-equation yaka p which is p plus 2 sithi greater than 0. Sifuna ukwazi ukuthi ukuphi la azoba phezulu ka-0 la khona esingeke sithole i-negative number. Then now we solve it when p is greater than more transpose to negative 2. So any number when p is greater than negative 2, any number that's bigger than negative 2, now we substitute the equation will give you a real number. Any opposite number, the one that's smaller than negative 2, including negative 2, will cause problems. So our answer is when p is greater than negative 2. And mangatata u p that's greater than negative 2, which is negative 1. I'm substituting p lawyer. That minus 1 plus 2, which is 1. It's a real number. 0 plus 2 is 2 real number. Mama ungafaka negative 2 lapha is minus 2 plus 2, which is 0. Then I see p in non-real number, my isipha in undefined number, right? Not negative 3 uthola ama negative, so you get ama error. So it makes sense with only when p is greater than. So lesibalo lesimawusibona sikhuluma ngabo real rational something like that, funa i-denominator or funa something ephansi kwe-square root, right? Yizo esijwayele ukudlala ngalezi zinto. Okay, we are done with that one. Then we move to the next question. The next question says solve for x. Solve for x. Next question says solve for x if you are given 3x squared plus 4x plus 2. So we are going to solve for x if we are given 3x is 1.2.1 numbering. Remember, we are given 3x equals to 4x plus 2. Now, like I said before, you need the standard form, simplify, factorize, and ZPP. You need to make sure. Now, solve for x, this is your formula. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So now we check, is it in standard form? Standard form meaning, is it equals to 0? No, it's not. So we must make it equals to 0, meaning zoke kumele beside the one. So zothi 3x squared transpose of 4x will be negative 4x, transpose of 12 will be 2 will be negative 2 is equals to 0. Now it's in standard form, it's equals to 0, and it's also simplified 0 x squared 1 x squared 1 then number 1. Now we need to factorize. So here the question said correct to 2 decimal places. So mighty correct to 2 decimal places, it means that it cannot be factorized. Ngalama factorization method. You can use a formula mawufuna, or you can use that other method mawufuna. I think they always go for a formula, so let's use a formula, right? So you have x is equals to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a plus 1. I hope you remember this formula, right? Then you substitute, then now substitute b way to now negative 4, so it equals to minus lona basically minus 4 neutral because with negative 4 together so far. So when a minus a formula, with a minus a number, and then multiplier, you say plus or minus under a square root would be way 2, which is minus 4 squared minus 4. So our a, which is 3, simvale, and then our c, which is -2, simvale, all over 2a, which is 2 times a, which is 3, positive 3 plus 1. Angithi formula yethu. And then our final answer, my final calculate is that x is equals to 1,72 or x is equals to -0,39. Quadratic equation must have two answers. 0,39 la ungaboni khona ithi ngibhala -0,39. Why sithi oh angithi no plus minus la, so uzo calculator ngokusebenzisa plus kuphela uthola i-answer, bese calculator ngokusebenzisa minus kuphela uthola i-answer, right? So that's how you do it. I think this one is easy, right, for most people, because usebenzisa formula, the formula is there, the formula is given, all you do is apply the formula. Okay, Sego 1.2.2, which is an inequality, right? Once when a quadratic equation is greater than or less than or greater or equals to, it's an inequality. That means you don't have just one answer, number one, and number two, you must draw a diagram, right? When inequality, you must know, number one, you don't have one answer, and then number two, you must draw a diagram to show with your diagram how you got your answer. Okay, yeah. I don't like my videos being longer than 3 minutes. 30 minutes. So I try to keep my lesson on in a 30 minutes spectrum, so that you don't spend the whole day mamelane nami ngikhulumana nento eyi-1. Okay, so you have x squared plus 10x, which is greater than -21. Okay, we are looking for the inequality. Remember, I said to you the golden rule, standard form, simplified, factorize, and ZPP. Is it in standard form? That's the first question. Is it equals to 0 or greater than 0? No. So siyayilungisa lokho. X squared plus 10x to the -21 transpose 80 plus 21 is greater than 0. Now it's in standard form. Is it simplified? Yes, because x squared by 1, no x by 1, no 21 by 1. Right? Now we need to factorize. So my factorizer, since it's trinomial, you open two brackets, and then you say x ngapha, x ngapha. Ufuna number my multiply we put 21. What am I add kupha u10, which will be 7 and 3. Because 7 times 3 is 21. 7 plus 3 is 10. And then since we positive la emuva nasemaphakatheni, then nama bracket wakho aba positive. Into my yonke into iba positive if yonke into positive, right? Now these are your factors, right? Now transposer la, if we're doing a normal solve for x, we do ZPP, and then we'd have x equals to -7. We'd also have x equals to -3. I'm a critical value akho la, right? Those are seven to draw a graph. So a parabole is smiler, so that's easy enough. We have a parabola now, here smiler. And then we have our critical values. The smallest one is -3. It comes this side. No, the smallest one is -7. Yes, very much. And then joined by -3. Now we go back to the question. The question said we want where is greater than 0. Greater than 0 is when it's going past one line. The line there. If it past one line there, let me highlight it more blue. It's greater than 0. So now there's the past one line. Ileko naloko. Go past one line blue. Loko go red go past one line. So if it past, it's less than. If it phezulu, it's greater than. So if it phezulu, maya ngale, right? Ila iba phezulu khona, meaning ama answer we try to. Then the final answer will be that when x is less than -7, right? Less than meaning ama number yangapha ngithi less than, or amanamba yangale, which is or when x is greater than negative 3. That's when the equation is greater than 0. It's positive. I hope this makes sense. Any questions, I told you can email me. Okay? And then we go to the other question. And then the other question, amasad. Amasad, they should be easy by margin. I've explained them before. I will go through them again. So you have isad. This is 1.2.3. Remember numbering. Very important. So you have square root of x squared minus 5 equals to 2 square root of x. So namasads on both sides. Yini destroyer exponent. I mean root exponent. So enemy yaga root exponent. So we should use kumele senzeni? Kumele sifake abo square on both sides because ama root ahlezi awodwa. So sizothini what you do on the left hand side, we balance, you must also do it on the right hand side. Mind testing uyazi ukuthi mawuthenga ngapha kumele uthenge nangapha, mawumzali uyazi mawuthengela lo kumele uthenge nalo. What you do on the left hand side kumele uyenze on the right hand side. So sifakelani labo square, sifake abo square ukudestroy ama root because siyazi ukuthi the only thing that destroy root is squared. Ziyabulalana kusala x squared ziyabulalana kusala x squared minus 5, which is equals to lana lo exponent lona uzo multiply to 2 squared will be 4, and then in bracket uzobulala futhi le root, and then part square root there was x. So our final equation is x squared. We are putting it in standard form margin. We take the 4x iletha ngapha kuba negative 4x minus 5, which is equals to 0. Remember I said to you, you must make sure it's in standard form equals to 0. You must make sure it is simplified, 1x squared, 1x, one number. You must make sure it is factorized, so short of factorizer, and then after lapo we do a ZPP. So you see, all the solve for x questions except the length and formula way, we make sure they all apply the same rule. They all must be simplified, they all must factorize, they all must be in standard form, they all must have ZPP. Are we together so far? Okay. So when we factorize this, we open two brackets, trinomially, which is equal to 0, and then sfagu x ngapha, sfagu x ngapha. Now we're looking for a number. When we multiply, it gives us 5. However, when we minus that number, it gives us 4, right? So when we multiply, it gives us 5. When we subtract it, it gives us 4. It's 5 and 1. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. And then since 4 is negative, that means the bigger number will also be negative, and then the other one will be positive. And then from here we are done factorizing the standard form, simplified, factorized. Major says that is ZPP, which is x minus 5 is equals to 0, or x plus 1 is equals to 0. X is equals to 5, or x is equals to minus 1. Manje, since bestila ngama-SATs, this is not your normal solve for x. Kune-root. I-root inama-limitation. Kunezinye izinto asikhona ungena phansi kwe-root, right? So we have to test our answer. We have to substitute. So thatha lo 5 lo, substitute with the original equation, which is x square root of x squared minus 5, which is equals to 2 square root of x. Does it give you a real answer? So master to 5 simfaka lana. It's about 5 squared minus 5, which is 25 minus 5, which is 20 square root of 20, which is equal to 2 times square root of 5. And then izosipha an irrational number, right? So and both answers will be equal. The left hand side will be equal to the right hand side, so x will be correct. And then starter on -1, some substitute and I last it's -1 squared minus 5, which will be +1 minus 5, which is -4, which is equals to 2 times square root of -1. So -1 nala x. And then my calculate PR, meaning which this one is not the answer. Your answer is therefore x is equals to 5. You only do this about ilanga masas because amasas are nama roots, and we're only looking for real numbers at your level, right? Higher levels, well, that's a story for higher levels. Okay, again, and then we go to this question, and then our question says 3 to the exponent of x plus 1. 3 to the exponent of x plus 1 plus 3 to the exponent of x minus 1 is equals to 10 over 9. Manje we solving for x manje under ama-exponents manje. Sesebenzisa imithetho yama-exponents. Asasebenzisa imithetho yakasolve for x, right? Meaning ukuthi lana there's no factorization, standard form, azikho zonke lezo zinto, right? Those only work when you are doing ama-quadratic equation. So here, the first thing we do, it's obvious. We split labo 3, right? So you have 3 to the exponent of x multiplied by 3 to the exponent of 1 plus 3 to the exponent of x multiplied by 3 to the exponent of -1, which will be equals to 10 over 9. And then start a common factor. So guma exponent win a common factor, same as common factor everywhere, honestly speaking, right? Guma go algebra. So it can be used anywhere. You understand? So here we have 3 to the exponent of x, lana 3 to the exponent of x. That's our common factor. We take it out, 3 to the exponent of x, salad 3 plus 3 to the exponent of -1 can also be written as 1 over 3. Ama-exponential laws lapho. Mawungakhumbuli ubuyele emuva go review textbook yakho, you'll see what I'm talking about. When it's negative, it's a fraction. If the exponent is negative, right? And then mawufaka calculator, 3 plus 1 over 3, mawufaka calculator, ikupha 10 over 9, which is equals to 10 over 9. And then, 10 over 3. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. 10 over 3, which is equals to 10 over 9. And then we want 3 to exponent of x to be alone. So we divide here by 10 over 3. We also divide here by 10 over 3. And then must divide up both sides or 10 over 3 for calculator yako. And then the answer becomes 3 to the exponent of x usala 1 is equals to 1 over 3. Now, here's the tip. Now divide 10 over 3. 10 over 9 or 10 over 3. Don't write it like this, calculator. It will confuse the calculator. My calculator uthi 10 over 9 bese ufake lo division sign. Bese uthi 10 over 3. Then the calculator yakho will be able to give you a more rational answer. Mama ungayibhala kanje i-calculator iyadideka because it's over. Thathi fraction yokuqala ufake u-divide we-old school bese ufake fraction S2. Okay, now from here we have 3. Remember we said 1 over 3 can also be 3 to the exponent of a negative number. That's an exponential law. Go back to grade 9, go back to grade 8. And then 3 to the exponent of x, ama-base ayafana, they fall off, and then x is equals to -1. So your final answer is -1. If, for example, I pull this, I was moving too fast, or you thought to yourself, You nginombuzo lana which I wanted to ask while saying so. Remember, you have a chance to ube live nami when I do these things, and then we interact as if it's class in marwena ugini mina ngila ngikhona, and then virtually we can communicate to one another. So when I solve these problems, you can ask me any question based on the topic at that time. All right. If you are interested to be in a live session, all you need is Wi-Fi. The session itself is free. You can email isankofa@gmail.com. If this worked for you, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Shop, shop.